Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in today. My name is Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. I am coming to you live from Byrd Middle School in Walpole, Massachusetts, here to bring you live coverage of today's high school baseball contest between the hosting Timberwolves of Walpole High School and the visiting Brookline High Warriors. Bit of a delayed start to my stream. I apologize for that. I went to the Walpole High campus not knowing that baseball games for Walpole are played here at Byrd Middle School, so my mistake. But, you know, as luck would have it for me, the game was also a later start. I mean, none of these games have really started on time for the most part, so that is what that is. We've got the game almost ready to get underway, as it were. Walpole taking to the field. And I'll have information in just a second. Like I said, delayed start, so I'm working as I go. So for the moment, at least, I can say that the pitcher for Walpole today is number 22, Tucker Hazel. As they get ready, they're warming up. Again, apologies for the hasty start, and as always, if you notice any issues going on with my stream, don't hesitate to let me know in the live chat. And as always, if you enjoy the broadcast, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Okay, looks like the warm-ups are about to end. And so we're about to get this ball game underway. Leading off for Brookline is the catcher, number 1, Ben Doktoroff. Doktoroff wearing a different jersey number from usual, wearing number 1, and batting at a different spot in the order from his usual spot. Now the leadoff hitter today. Here comes the first pitch from Hazel. In there for strike 1. Doktoroff, of course, coming off a solid performance on Monday against Newton North. He had an RBI bunt single in that game as he fouls this one back for strike 2. A lot of space between home plate and the backstop here at Byrd Middle School. That could come into play later if there's a runner on third and a pitch gets away. But for right now, an 0-2 count to Doktoroff. Pitch from Hazel comes in high for ball 1. Doktoroff so far this season 1 for 8 with 5 walks, 3 runs scored, and an RBI. As this one he fouls off to stay alive at 1-2. One-two pitch, and that's in there. That's going to be strike 3. So Tucker Hazel starts his pitching outing off with a looking strikeout against Doktoroff. Now at the plate, the third baseman, number 5, Keenan Sawada. First pitch, and he hits a grounder. It's over to short, picked up by the shortstop, thrown to first, and that's going to be out number 2. 6-3 ground out for Sawada. Makes it a quick 2-out situation. Now coming up for Brookline, the center fielder, number 18, Matt Richardson. Richardson, like Doctoroff before him, got his first hit of the season on Monday. He had a game-tying RBI double to left, and he takes this first pitch for ball 1. He actually had a very good day against Newton North. He went 2 for 3 with, I believe, a walk, a run scored, and an RBI, and, of course, the big double. Now the 1-0 pitch, and he slices this one high. This might stay in play. The catcher is giving chase, but not a serious one. That is going to be out of play. So that'll be strike 1. Now the 1-1 pitch from Hazel, and swinging, he gets a piece of it, I think. Either way, that is going to be strike 2. Now the 1-2 pitch. In there for strike 3. Hazel fans 2 of 3. Gets the third out in between them via a ground out to the infield. And it's a 1-2-3 inning to start. We now get ready for the bottom of the first, where we will be seeing the Walpole lineup for the first time. Again, apologies for sort of the hasty nature of this broadcast so far. Like I said, I went to the wrong spot. And so right now I'm just happy that I didn't miss any plays. All right, that is the end of the warm-ups. And we will now be seeing the Brookline pitcher, number 9, Charlie Engelman. Leading off for the Timberwolves will be number 11, the catcher, Corey Kilroy. Got a pause in the action. Oh my gosh, I think one of the umpires might have got cut or something. And so they're bandaging him up. My goodness. So while they do that, Engelman continues his warm-ups. Okay, looks like the umpires are heading back out. So now with Engelman on the mound, up to the plate once again comes the Walpole catcher, number 11, Corey Kilroy. First pitch in there for strike one. Well, I've now got the lineups all filled out and squared away nicely as Engelman delivers the 0-1 pitch, and it's in there for strike two. So at some point, I'm probably going to try and move this camera a little bit back so we can get a better view. 0-2 pitch, reaches out, hits a dribbler, over to short, picked up by the shortstop, thrown to first, not in time! The throw from Walsh and Erickson at short was not in time. Kilroy outruns it and leads off the bottom of the first inning with an infield single. Now at the plate, the shortstop, number 1, Jake Prato. Quick throw back to first to check on Kilroy. You know, whenever a guy legs out an infield single, you know he's a threat to steal. First pitch is in the dirt, but well covered by Doctoroff. Harmless ball one. And a quick throw back to first, and it gets away from Jernigan. Kilroy is going to head down to second. I'm not sure whether you mark that an E1 or an E3, but either way. That puts a runner in scoring position. This pitch is skied out to center. Matt Richardson on his horse, back, it's over his head. Runners are now taking off, and they're going to send Kilroy home, and the throw is cut off, now thrown to the plate, but not in time. A huge double to center by Jake Prato immediately puts the first run on the board. Now at the plate, the left fielder, number 21, Zach Oles. First pitch is sliced foul, and that's going to be out of play. So an 0-1 count to Oles. And this one is sliced to the backstop for strike two. This marks Engelman's 5th pitching appearance this season, but only his 2nd start. He's pitched a total of 6.2 innings through his past 4 appearances. This one misses, ball one. 1-2 pitch misses. 2-2. This one comes in high, and Oles has battled his way to a full count. This pitch is skied up. It's in the infield. It's in foul territory. Jernigan chasing it. Makes the catch. The runner is going to tag and move to third. First out of the inning. But it does put a runner 90 feet from home. Now at the plate, the center fielder, number 18, Jason Finkelstein. Prato standing at third. First pitch gets away from Doctoroff, and Prato is going to come in with Walpole's second run of the day. Two quick runs for Walpole, but the base is now empty. The 1-0 pitch is fouled out of play for strike one. Now the 1-1 comes in high for ball two. And Finkelstein fouls this one over the backstop and towards the parking lot for strike two. Two pitch misses outside for ball three. Second straight batter to be facing a full count against Engelman. Now the payoff pitch. And reaches out and fouls this one to stay alive. One out, nobody on. Walpole has taken the early 2-0 lead here in the bottom of the first. And he checks the swing and draws the walk. Runner now on first with one out, and up comes the first baseman, number 25, Luke Janowitz. First pitch comes in high for ball one. And the runner takes off, and it's a hit and run, and the grounder's through the gap, and the runner's going to head for third. It's picked up and left, thrown to third, and not going to be in time. Perfectly executed hit and run by the Timberwolves there. Janowitz went to the opposite field, sent it through the left gap of the infield. As Finkelstein was taking off from first to second, that was exactly where he needed to put it. And it gave Janowitz the head start he needed to wheel his way around to third. We've now got a visit at the mound with Engelman and Brookline head coach Brendan O'Connor. It's been a rough start for Brookline, no question about that. A leadoff infield single. A throwing error on an attempted pickoff, moving the runner to second. A sky-high double to center, bringing in that leadoff runner. A wild pitch bringing that second run home. And then after the first out, you got a walk and a single on a hit and run that has now put runners at the corners with 1 out. So now Engelman will be facing the Walpole designated hitter, number 17, Will Blakely. Once again, that gap between home and the backstop plays such a big role if anything gets by Doctoroff in that situation. And it hit him. That pitch hit Blakely, so well, that would have been a wild pitch that would have brought Finkelstein home. Instead, it's going to load the bases. Now batting, the right fielder, number 5, Jack Walsh. First pitch, he makes hard contact, and that one's fair. That's down the third base line. 1 run is already in. Another run is coming in, and it's not going to be in time. That's 2 runs in on a double down the left field line by Jack Walsh. Now with Walpole leading 4-0, up comes the third baseman, number 19, Will Domino. First pitch misses for ball 1. That pitch in there for a strike. They throw down to third, and they almost managed to trick Blakely, but the throw just was a little low and had to skip in. So that will be strike 1. The count will be 1-1. And this one's a dribbler down the third base side. And so that'll be strike 2 to Domino. Now this pitch, hard contact, that's going to drop in center field, and they're going to send the runner around third. 2 more runs are going to come in for Walpole. Still 1 out in the inning, and Walpole has hung 6 on them. Now just a runner on first, but we have now come to the 9th hitter in the Walpole lineup. This is the second baseman, number 10, Alex He. And it looks like they're going to pull Engelman here in the first inning. A rough outing for Charlie Engelman, as he will now be replaced by number 6, Jack Martell. Martell inherits just 1 base runner, that being Domino at first, and looks like, okay, looks like the Wi-Fi was going to be shaky for a second on me, but now it seems okay. That's good. So it's been a very explosive start here in the first inning for the Timberwolves. Leading off, Corey Kilroy reached on an infield single to the shortstop, then advanced to second on a throwing error on an attempted pickoff. Then Jake Prato launched a double to deep center to drive in Kilroy, and later came in to score on a wild pitch, making it a quick 2-0 lead. After a pop-out by Zach Oles, Jason Finkelstein drew a walk. Luke Janowitz sent a single through the left gap on a hit and run that put runners on the corners. Will Blakely was hit by a pitch to load the bases. Jack Walsh hit a double down the third base line to score both Finkelstein and Janowitz. And then Domino sent a single to center that drove in Blakely and Walsh. And now, fouling off the first pitch, was the second baseman, number 10, Alex He. That pitch misses inside for ball 1. For Martell, this will mark his 5th pitching appearance this season. His 2nd relief appearance, as that's hard contact going up the middle, and that's going to be another single. So the hit party continues for the Timberwolves. As that single up the middle puts runners at first and second. Now we cycle back around to the top of the order with the catcher, number 11, Corey Kilroy. First pitch, and he hits a grounder. It gets past Sawada, and that's going to load the bases. That was a difficult play, so I would call that an infield single. The second infield single of the inning for Corey Kilroy. Now at the plate, the shortstop, number 1, Jake Prato. First pitch misses low for ball 1. Prato, of course, his last time up, he launched a missile out to deep center that went for a double that scored Kilroy. Now he hits a hard grounder over to first. It's taken by Jernigan, and he's going to take it himself for out number 2. A run is going to come in to score, and that'll make it 7-0 and put runners at second and third. So now with 2 down, runners at second and third, up comes number 21, the left fielder, Zach Oles. Oles takes strike 1. Oles, the only Walpole hitter who has not reached base yet this inning. As he takes one inside for ball 1. Now the 1-1 pitch is fouled to the backstop, and that'll be strike 2. Martell steps off the rubber for a sec. And that one misses for ball 2. Tried to catch him chasing with the curve, but Oles didn't bite. 2-2, 2 outs, runners at second and third. And this pitch is fouled off. Oles stays alive. And fouled off again. Oles not going down easily here. Now the pitch misses inside for ball 3. Now the payoff pitch, and that's going to come in low, and Oles is going to get the free pass down to first. Every Walpole hitter has now reached base safely at least once this inning. And now with the bases loaded, up comes the center fielder, number 18, Jason Finkelstein. First pitch in there for strike one. And this one is sent sky high into foul territory, and it's going to be out of play. An 0-2 count to Finkelstein. Brookline again 1 strike away from getting out of this tough inning. And once again it's fouled off, and Finkelstein stays alive. Oh, 0-2 remains the count. And this pitch is sent out to right center. Outfielders on their horse. Caught! Oh, a hard collision! But Richardson held on. Oh my gosh. Thank goodness they're okay, but man, somebody's got to call for that. Brookline's had that issue at other points in the season, and it's always been in right center. But either way, it ends with a fly out to center caught by Matt Richardson despite the collision with right fielder Harrison Siegel. Believe it or not, we are through just 1 inning here at Byrd Middle School in Walpole, Massachusetts. The score after 1, Walpole 7, Brookline 0. So at this point, as we get ready for the top of the second, now despite my hastened start to this game, I can now give full lineups. And Brookline is the one coming up, so I'll start with them. We saw the first 3 hitters in the top of the first inning. Leading off, the catcher, number 1, Ben Doctoroff. Batting second, the third baseman, number 5, Keenan Sawada. And batting third, the center fielder, number 18, Matt Richardson. Batting fourth for the Warriors, the right fielder, number 20, Harrison Siegel. Batting fifth, the first baseman, number 24, Connor Jernigan. Batting sixth, the designated hitter, number 11, Conrad Beast Wickman. Batting seventh, the second baseman, number 16, Jake Levin. Batting eighth, the shortstop, number 21, James Dialchand Erickson. And batting ninth, the left fielder, number 13, Nico Hart. And for Walpole, well, we got very familiar with their lineup throughout the bottom of the first inning. And returning to the mound for his second inning of work is the pitcher, number 22, Tucker Hazel. First pitch of the second inning misses inside for ball 1. Leading off this inning for Brookline is the right fielder, number 20, Harrison Siegel. Second pitch is high for ball 2. Siegel, so far this season, he's batting 9 for 25 with a double, 3 walks, and a hit by pitch, and shares the team lead in RBIs with 4 as he skies this one out to right center. They're on their horse. Not going to catch it. This will go for extra bases. Siegel rounding second, stopping, going back, and diving back to the bag with a double. Harrison Siegel saying we can crack the bats here too. A leadoff double to right center for the Brookline right fielder. Immediately puts a runner in scoring position. Now up the first baseman, number 24, Connor Jernigan. That first pitch is fouled off for strike one. With that hit, Siegel is now the first Brookline hitter to have multiple extra base hits this season. That is second double of the year. Big swing and a miss for strike two to Jernigan. Jernigan, one of the three players sharing that lead, or four players I think it is now, sharing that lead in RBIs with 4 as he fouls this one off to stay alive at 0-2. He's batting 6 for 24 with a double and a walk, 1 run scored, and 4 RBI. He shares that team lead in RBI with Siegel and Eli Rothman. 0-2 pitch again, and that catches the low corner, and Jernigan goes down on strikes. That is the third looking strikeout out of Brookline's first 5 hitters today. Hazel clearly putting the moves on the Brookline hitters. First pitch now, and Wickman fouls it off for strike one. Designated hitter number 11, Conrad Wickman. This just his 5th plate appearance so far this season. Still looking for his first hit. This pitch, he hits a grounder. It's fielded by the shortstop, thrown to first, and they get him for out number 2. Well fielded by Prato over at short. I mean, the distraction of Siegel running from second to third could have caused him to mess that up, but he didn't. So now runner at third, 2 down, and up comes the second baseman, number 16, Jake Levin. That pitch comes in low for ball 1. Levin so far this season 3 for 11 with 2 walks, a run scored, and an RBI as he takes that one inside for ball 2. Brookline got the inning off to a promising start with the double by Siegel, but 2 quick outs. And now that's strike 1 to Levin. That pitch also in there for strike 2. Two-two pitch, and that one skips in the dirt for ball 3. Well covered by Kilroy behind the plate. And that's going to fill the count at 3-2. 3-2 pitch comes inside, and Levin draws the walk. Runners now at the corners with 2 down. Up comes the shortstop, number 21, James Dialchand Erickson. First pitch, and he sends it foul down the third base line for strike 1. Dialchand Erickson so far this season batting 5 for 24 with a double, a team leading 3 stolen bases, 2 runs scored, and 3 RBI. Currently facing an 0-1 count. As Hazel steps off the rubber for a sec to recollect himself. And now Levin taking off as this one comes in low and no throw. So Levin gets the stolen base. Here's the pitch, and that one's in there for strike 2. A 1-2 count to Janowitz. He's got Levin at second and Siegel at third with 2 outs here in the top of the second inning. This pitch hits a high hopper that's going up the middle. It's fielded by the second baseman, thrown to first, and they get out number 3. Well fielded by Alex He. That looked like it might sneak its way into center field, which could have potentially brought in 2 runs for Brookline. Instead, it goes down as a simple 4-3 groundout. As we head to the bottom of the second inning, the score remains Walpole 7, Brookline 0. Due up for the Timberwolves will be Janowitz, Blakely, and Walsh, as Martell returns to the mound for his second inning in this relief effort. My apologies for the shakiness. Just trying to move the camera back a bit so you guys can see a little bit more. Okay. Leading off for Walpole here in the bottom of the second, number 25, the first baseman, Luke Janowitz. First pitch skips in the dirt from Martell, that's ball 1. Second pitch in there for strike 1. One count. That one misses outside for ball 2. Janowitz, his last time up in the first inning, he hit a single through the left gap, and he later came in to score, as that one is high for ball 3. And that one skips off Martell's glove right to Janowitz. He throws to first, and the throw misses. And that will allow Janowitz to reach first safely. Now at the plate, the designated hitter, number 17, Will Blakely. First pitch, he hits a hard grounder. It's over to Janowitz at short, throws to second to 1, on to first, not in time, but they do get the lead runner for out number 1. So it's a 6-4 fielder's choice for the first out of the inning. Now up, the right fielder, number 5, Jack Walsh. First pitch misses, ball 1. His last time up, Walsh got a 2-run double down the third base line, and he later came in to score. That one's in there for strike 1. And that's a swing and a miss for strike 2. And there's strike 3. Martel has his first K of the day as he catches Walsh swinging. Now at the plate is Will Domino, and he skies this one into shallow right. No, it's dropped by Levin. Runner's going to head down to third. Will Domino popped one up into shallow right, and it went in and out of the glove of Jake Levin. That could have ended the inning right there. Instead, it'll be runners at the corners for the second baseman, number 10, Alex He. First pitch in there for strike one. In a strange twist, it is the number 9 hitter who is the first to face Martel for a second time today, as that one misses inside for ball one. He was the first batter Martel faced after coming in relief of Engelman in the first inning. He hit a single up the middle as he fouls this one off for strike two. So it's Blakely at third, Domino at first, He at the plate. 2 down, 1-2 the count. And he doesn't chase that one in the dirt, and that'll be ball two. And it looks like Domino took off for second. On what I guess you could call a wild pitch. 2-2 pitch, in there, strike three. Martel leaves runners stranded at second and third to get out of the jam there with no additional score. It is still a large lead for Walpole, but being able to get out of the inning defensively with no score after how rough that first inning was, that's got to feel at least a little good for the Brookline players. Due up for the Warriors in the top of the third inning will be the 9-1-2 hitters, namely Nico Hart, Ben Doktoroff, and Keenan Sawada. This marks just the 4th game played for Nico Hart this season and only his 2nd start. And as he leads this inning off, this will be just his 3rd plate appearance of the season so far. He is 1 for 2 with a strikeout so far this season. So, you know, technically, if you went by pure averages, he'd be leading the team in batting average, on base, and slugging with 500 across the board. You know, that's why MLB usually has, like, you need to have a certain amount of at-bats to qualify to lead in certain statistical categories. So Tucker Hazel returns to the mound, and leading off for Brookline, number 13, Nico Hart. First pitch misses for ball one. That pitch in there for strike one. And this pitch, he hits a dribbler over to second, fielded cleanly by He, and thrown to first for out number one. A 4-3 ground out to start things off. Now we cycle back to the top of the order for Brookline with the catcher, number 1, Ben Doctoroff. First pitch, he's a dribbler, and I think that one's going to be foul. That one almost turned into like an accidental bunt for Doctoroff. And had it stayed fair, he probably would have reached base safely, but rolled just a little too far to the left. So it'll be an 0-1 count instead. Now this pitch he skies into center, and the center fielder is under it for out number 2. Finkelstein hauls that one in. And now at the plate, the third baseman, number 5, Keenan Sawada. First pitch, and he hits a grounder. It's right at the shortstop and thrown to first, and that'll be out number 3. Walpole gets it done quickly in the top of the third, sending Brookline down in order for the second time out of the first 3 innings. Now we get ready for the bottom of the third, with the score still 7-0 in Walpole's favor. Martell will be facing the top of the order with Kilroy, Prato, and Oles. So now we begin the bottom of the third inning. Leading off for the Timberwolves, the catcher, number 11, Corey Kilroy. First pitch, and he smacks it out to left, but that's going to be foul. Kilroy, so far today, is 2 for 2 with a pair of infield singles. Now this pitch comes in high for ball 1. And he check swings on that one for ball 2. Now this one low for ball 3. One more ball and Kilroy will reach base safely for the third straight plate appearance. But no, he hits this one and it's going to go foul. And this one is sliced foul and out of play, and Kilroy will stay alive with a full count. Payoff pitch, and he golfs this one out to left. Hart is under it for out number 1. Now at the plate, the shortstop, number 1, Jake Prato. First pitch got away from the catcher, but was in the strike zone for strike 1. Prato so far today, 1 for 2 with a double, a run scored, and 2 RBI. As he hits this one, a hard grounder, that's going to go through the gap, and that'll be a clean single for Prato's second base hit of the day. Now at the plate, the left fielder, number 21, Zach Oles. Runner does not take off, which is lucky for Brookline, as that one got away from Doctoroff. He was kind of scrambling for it around his feet. Simply ball 1 to Oles. And that one misses low as well for ball 2. Oles so far today is 0 for 1 with a walk. And that's ball 3. A throw down to first is not going to catch Prato. And Oles now has a 3-0 count. And the runner taking off, Martel didn't see him at all. And that's going to be strike 1. 3-1 pitch. In there again for strike 2. Martel trying to battle back from the 3-0 count. He's now got it full. Payoff pitch. Catches him chasing for strike 3. Bold move by Martel going outside the zone after throwing 3 balls to start the at-bat. He decides to be aggressive on the payoff pitch, and it pays off. As he throws down to second to check on Prato before stepping in to face the center fielder, number 18, Jason Finkelstein. First pitch misses for ball 1. Finkelstein so far today is 0 for 1 with a walk and a run scored. He had that fly out to center field that ended the first inning with a potentially dangerous collision between Matt Richardson and Harrison Siegel. Now up with 2 down, and he's got a 2-0 count. And he slices this one foul and out of play for strike 1. And this one is golfed foul and out of play once again. Two-two pitch, and there's contact. That's going to go up the middle and enter center field. They're going to send Prato around. He's going to come for home, and oh, they caught the runner between first and second. They're going to try and get Finkelstein in the rundown, and Martel applies the tag. Walpole does get run number 8, but that also ends the 3rd inning. Heads-up play by the cutoff man, Conrad Jernigan, realizing he wasn't going to get Prato at home. And so instead, they got Finkelstein in the rundown. So the score through 3 innings, Walpole 8, Brookline 0. Due up for Brookline will be the 3, 4, 5 hitters. Matt Richardson, Harrison Siegel, and Connor Jernigan. Siegel so far the only Brookline player with a base hit against Walpole pitcher Tucker Hazel as he launched that double to right center to lead off the second inning. Now stepping up to the plate to lead off for Brookline, the center fielder, number 18, Matt Richardson. First pitch, and he hits a weird hopper over to short, fielded by Prato, and thrown to first for out number 1. One pitch, 1 out. Brookline hitters have been taking a lot of big first pitch swings through their past few batters, and unfortunately has not borne fruit at this point. Now up is the right fielder, number 20, Harrison Siegel, who takes strike 1. Siegel, once again, the only Brookline hitter with a base hit so far, and my apologies for the lack of view on the hitter right now, as it looks like the Brookline and Walpole head coaches are having some kind of conversation as Siegel took ball 1 high. And this one is low for ball 2. Again, my apologies for the lack of a good view here. This is a weird sight to me too. 2-1 pitch in there for strike 2. Two-two pitch, and he makes contact into shallow right. It looks like it's going to drop in foul territory, but it is going to be caught by he, and that's going to be out number 2. It's 2 outs, and now at the plate, although you can't see him, it is number 24, the first baseman, Connor Jernigan, as he takes strike 1. Jernigan, his last time up, he struck out looking. And this time he makes contact. Grounder over to short, fielded again by Prato, and thrown to first for out number 3. Brookline goes down in order again as Hazel's pitching dominance continues. And so we are through 3.5 with Walpole leading Brookline 8-0. Going into the bottom of the 4th, it'll be Janowitz, Blakely, and Walsh leading off once again for the Timberwolves. So leading off here in the bottom of the fourth for Walpole will be the first baseman, number 25, Luke Janowitz. Martell's first pitch in there for strike one. And this pitch is fouled out of play for strike two. Oh, 2 pitch misses outside for ball one. Janowitz, his last time up, he reached on an E6, but would be stranded on the base paths. I think he was actually stranded at third. Or no, he was thrown out on a fielder's choice, excuse me. But that time, he goes down swinging. By my count, that is now 4 strikeouts in 3 2/3 innings, 3 2/3 innings of work for Martell as he throws strike one to the designated hitter, number 17, Will Blakely. And this one's a grounder over to short, and it's not going to be picked up at short by number 15, Leander Gosling. Now at the plate, the right fielder, number 5, Jack Walsh. First pitch, and it's fouled. And that pitch, it's a grounder to second, fielded second, thrown to second for one, on to first, not in time. So Brookline does get the lead runner, and they get the second out on the 4-6 fielder's choice. Now up to the plate, the third baseman, number 19, Will Domino. And Domino cracks this one into left, and it's caught out in left field by the backup left fielder, number 14, Declan Tracy. We are through 4 here at Byrd Middle School in Walpole, Massachusetts. First inning was a huge rally for Walpole, but since then the game's kind of gone by in a flash. And now that we are in this fourth intermission, I would like to take a minute to spotlight a local charity, the Brookline Food Pantry. The Brookline Food Pantry provides groceries to Brookline residents in need of food assistance. The pantry saw a huge increase in demand for food assistance at the start of the COVID-19 pandemic, and that number, unfortunately, has not gone back down. Since March of 2020, the food pantry has served an average of 650 to 700 households each week, more than 4 times the rate of families served pre-COVID. The Brookline Food Pantry is fighting the good fight to end hunger in our community, and they are always looking for more people willing to lend a hand, whether through monetary donations, direct food donations, or volunteers in the pantry. Food donations can be made at United Parish Church at 210 Harvard Street in Brookline on Wednesdays from 10:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. and on Fridays from 9:30 a.m. to noon. Visit brooklinefoodpantry.org or call 617-800-5339 for more information about how you can help feed your community. Once again, brooklinefoodpantry.org or call 617 800-5339. And as always, remember, you can check out the description section of this video for all the information you need about our local charity spotlight, the Brookline Food Pantry. Leading off for Brookline and golfing a pop-up into shallow right. This might drop. That's going to drop in fair territory for a hit. Conrad Wickman with his first base hit of the season to lead off here in the top of the 5th inning. Now at the plate for Brookline with a runner at first, the second baseman, number 16, Jake Levin. Quick throw back to first to check on Wickman, and he dives back safely. Levin, his last time up, he drew a walk, stole second, but was left stranded at second. Along with Siegel and Wickman, he is the only Brookline hitter to reach base today, as that one is in there for strike one. Hazel checks on Wickman at first. Now the pitch, and that one skips in the dirt and skips away from Kilroy. But Wickman does not take off, so that'll be a harmless ball one. One and one the count. Now the pitch. That one comes in high for ball two. This pitch, and Levin gets it late and sends it foul up the first base line. Now this pitch is swung on and missed, and Levin goes down swinging. Hazel has been dominant on the mound so far, as now stepping up to the plate, we have Brookline's substitute shortstop, number 15, Leander Gosling. First pitch misses high for ball one. Not quite sure why the substitution was made, Gosling for Dialchand Erickson. Hopefully nothing wrong with James Dialchand Erickson, as an attempted pickoff is made over at first to keep Wickman honest. This pitch is swung on and missed for strike one. Gosling appearing in his 6th game this season. So far at the plate, he's 0 for 5 with 5 strikeouts, and he swings and misses for strike two there. And a swing and a miss there, and Gosling goes down swinging. Quick 2 outs, and now up to the plate comes the substitute left fielder. Or no, is that still Nico Hart? I think that's still Nico Hart as he takes strike one. Maybe I misread the jersey numbers last inning and thought it was Tracy? I'm confused. As Hart takes that one for ball one. His last time up, he grounded out to second. And he fouls this one off for strike two. And now this pitch, he makes contact, sends it out to right, but it's right at the right fielder for out number 3. So that ends the top of the fifth for Brookline. They strand a runner at first. And now we head to the bottom of the fifth. I think I saw Brookline's number 2, Nathan Toretsky, warming up in the on-deck circle, and it looks like indeed he will be coming out and catching. As he subs in for Ben Doctoroff. See Toretsky there behind the plate. This is a very interesting bottom of the fifth inning. As we all know, the mercy rule in high school is if you lead by 10 or more runs after 5 innings, the game is over. Brookline has experienced that once already in their game at Framingham. They know the game can simply end in the bottom half of the 5th or 6th inning if the other team gets up to that 10-run mark. And Walpole has been hovering dangerously close to that mark throughout this game. Starting, of course, with that explosive 7-run rally in the first inning. Martell's kept them at bay, holding them to just 1 run since. But it's a big inning here as the first pitch is swung on and missed by the second baseman, number 10, Alex He. Now this one, it's a grounder over to third, fielded cleanly by Sawada, thrown to first in time for out number 1. So a nice quick out like that. Certainly something Martell's happy to see. Now up to the plate, the catcher, number 11, Corey Kilroy. First pitch, and he hits this one sky high into shallow left. The infielders are tracking it, and it can't be caught. Keenan Sawada tried to catch that one awkwardly as he was falling backwards, and the ball just would not stay in his glove. So it'll be an 0-1 count to Kilroy instead of a second out. 0-1 pitch, hard contact, and that's foul. Looks like it might have bounced off the third base bag. Very, very close to a hard one fair down the third base line. That could have potentially gone for extra bases if it was just a few inches to the right. Instead, it'll be an 0-2 count to Kilroy. Oh, 2 pitch, and he gets him to chase and slice it foul. Now the 0-2 pitch again. And that one comes in low for ball 1. One-two pitch, and this one he sends sky high into shallow center, and Levin is under it for out number 2. Two down, and now up the shortstop, number 1, Jake Prato. First pitch misses, ball 1. Of course, Prato got the scoring started for the Timberwolves back in the first inning. with that double to deep center that brought in Kilroy for what was at the time the game's first run. This time he hits a grounder. It's fielded cleanly by Levin, thrown to first, and Walpole goes down in order. We will have a 6th inning here in Walpole as Martell continues to take care of business for Brookline. The score through 5, Walpole 8, Brookline 0. It'll be the top of the order coming up for Brookline. And with the substitution at catcher, that means it'll be Nathan Toretsky leading off, followed by Sawada and Richardson. Toretsky so far this season, this marks his 3rd game played this season, and this will be his 4th plate appearance of the season thus far. Currently looking for his first hit. He is 0 for 3 so far. As Tucker Hazel returns to the mound for the Timberwolves. And he has been doing an excellent job of keeping Brookline at bay. At first, it seemed like it was going to be a strikeout fest. He fanned 3 of the first 5 hitters he saw in the Brookline roster. Since then, however, well, actually, he got back to, for a couple of innings, Brookline kept from striking out, but then he got back-to-back strikeouts in the top of the 5th inning. So 5 strikeouts total, and they've come in bursts near each other. But what's most important is that goose egg on the scoreboard next to the name Brookline, as Hazel is in the 6th inning of a shutout. Leading off for Brookline, the catcher, number 2, Nathan Toretsky. First pitch to Toretsky is high for ball 1. And that one skips in the dirt for ball 2. Two-0 pitch comes in low for ball 3. And that 3-0 pitch in there for strike 1. Toretsky thought he had a walk, but instead he's got a 3-1 count. And now he hits a dribbler up the third base line for strike 2. Payoff pitch. And he skies this one. This is going to stay in play. Kilroy is under it in foul territory and makes the grab for out number 1. So 1 down here in the top of the 6th. Now up the third baseman, number 5, Keenan Sawada. And he fouls this one off. And so that'll be an 0-1 count to Sawada as he swings and misses at that one for strike 2. Now the 0-2 pitch comes in low for ball 1. Sawada, his last time up, he grounded out to short to end the top of the third. He's grounded out to short both of his at-bats as he sends this one foul up the third base line to stay alive at 1-2. And this pitch, he makes contact, and it's a grounder where else but to the shortstop, as Sawada is retired on a 6-3 groundout for the third straight at-bat. Now up with 2 down and nobody on, it is the center fielder, number 18, Matt Richardson. Now this pitch is a grounder, and it's right back to the shortstop. Prato takes it again for out number 3. Another 1-2-3 inning for Hazel as we now get ready for the bottom of the 6th inning. Martell back out on the mound for Brookline. He's been very effective as a reliever, but he's really been the one big silver lining for Brookline in today's contest. As the deficit has seemed all but insurmountable since the first inning. Coming up for Walpole will be Oles, Finkelstein, and Janowitz. And I think we're gonna, are we gonna see a pinch hitter for Walpole? Hard to say, they're taking their time, but yes, it looks like we're going to see a pinch hitter. This is going to be number 4, Ryan King. He bats in place of Zach Oles. First pitch from Martell is low for ball 1. And this one is low for ball 2. And this one is fouled off the ump's face mask for strike 1. 2-1 the count to King. And he slices this one foul. Oh, Sawada tried to dive for it. Showing some hustle there. I didn't think there was a chance anyone was going to catch that, but Sawada at least gave it, what is it they say, the old college try? That doesn't feel right. We're in high school here. Well, anyway, he gave it a good try. Couldn't quite come up with it, however. Instead, it'll be a 2-2 count to Ryan King. And this one, he makes contact. It's a grounder to first, and Jernigan will take it himself for out number 1. Now at the plate, I think we've got a pinch hitter for Finkelstein as well. And the first pitch is high for ball 1, and indeed we do. Give me a second while I consult my roster here. As the 1-0 pitch is swung on and missed for strike one. This is number 9, Matt Fahey. This one is high for ball 2. With the high deficit between these two teams, both are giving some of their backups a chance to play. As this one is swung on and missed for strike 2. Now the 2-2 pitch. He reaches out and pops this one up in foul territory. And Sawada's going to have a much easier path to this one. And he's going to make the catch for out number 2. And now we've got our third straight pinch hitter. And the first pitch inside for ball 1. So batting in place of Janowitz is number 3, Shane Hurley. As that one misses as well for ball 2. He makes contact. That's into shallow right. Levin is back, and he's got the grab for out number 3. Three up, 3 down, all pinch hitters, and we are going to have a 7th inning. Here in Walpole. Through 6, the score, Walpole Timberwolves 8, the Brookline Warriors 0. Tucker Hazel back out on the mound for his 7th inning of work. And he has been shutting down Brookline for 6 innings so far. And he's trying to make it a complete game shutout. The last chances for Brookline to get some runs on the board will be Harrison Siegel, Connor Jernigan, and Conrad Wickman. Oh, except, no, we've got, here's Declan Tracy. He'll be batting in place of Harrison Siegel. So that's where I think I got confused. Tracy was moved to left field, but Nico Hart was moved to right field in place of Harrison Siegel. So Declan Tracy making just his appearing in just his 3rd game this season. This is his 3rd plate appearance so far this year. And the first pitch misses for ball 1. And he makes contact, but it's right at Prato for out number 1. Jake Prato has been busy in the field. A lot of hits have come his way. And now with 1 out, up comes the first baseman, number 24, Connor Jernigan. As that pitch misses inside for ball 1. And that one skips in low for ball 2. Now you may be wondering why some players are being subbed out and some others aren't. I think the emphasis in a game like this is to get some of your younger guys some experience as Jernigan takes strike 1. And Jernigan is one of the players on the younger side. He's a sophomore. You know, same with Sawada, who has stayed in the game, as that one skips in for ball 3. Although I don't think, no, that doesn't entirely work, because I think Siegel's a sophomore as well. So don't listen to me. I clearly don't know what I'm talking about. 3-1 the count to Jernigan, as he hits a grounder fielded by Domino, thrown to first, and that's out number 2. So the last chance for Brookline is going to be the designated hitter, number 11, Conrad Wickman. Wickman got his first base hit of the season his last time up, and this time he takes a first pitch, hits a dribbler to third, picked up by Domino, thrown to first, and that's going to end the ball game. The final score here at Byrd Middle School in Walpole, Massachusetts. The Walpole High Timberwolves 8, the Brookline High Warriors 0. Before we sum up this game, once again, remember you can check out the description section of this video to find out all the information you need about our local charity spotlight, the Brookline Food Pantry, find out how you can help feed your community. And you can check out the bottom right corner of your screen to see all the information you need about me, the URL to my personal website, jessesports.com, find out more about me, the different services I provide, and how you can commission those services for your favorite team or player. If you have any direct questions for me, my email address is right below that, jgms88@gmail.com. And right below that is a link to my Instagram account where I post highlights from previous games I have streamed. And as always, if you enjoyed the broadcast, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel to stay up to date on all my upcoming live streams, as I'll be back on the baseball diamond, but it'll be back in Brookline tomorrow at, I think it's scheduled for a 4 p.m. start time, so hard to say exactly when it'll start. None of these games have been starting on time, but it is scheduled for 4, as Brookline will be hosting Madison Park tomorrow, so be sure to tune in for that one. And so let's sum up the action from this game today before we close this one out. The first inning, Brookline went down in order pretty quickly, but then the bottom of the first was anything but quick. An infield single, an advance to second on a throwing error on an attempted pickoff, a double to center to bring in the first run, and then that batter later coming in on a wild pitch, a foul out for out number 1, but then a walk, a single through the left gap, a hit by pitch, a double down the third baseline, a single to center, a single up the middle, an infield single, an RBI ground out to first, a walk, and then a fly out to center. All that added up to 7 runs in the first inning for Walpole as they took a commanding early lead. In the top of the second, Brookline led off with a bang and a double to right center by Harrison Siegel. And later, Jake Levin would draw a 2-out walk and steal second with Siegel over at third by that point, but the runners would be left stranded, no score. Walpole themselves put 2 base runners on second and third, I believe, with 2 down, but they left their runners stranded as well, as relief pitcher Jack Martell, who came in late in the first inning, got to work. In the top of the third, Brookline went down in order 1, 2, 3. In the bottom of the third, Walpole would score what would be their last run as a single and a stolen base put a runner on second, and then a single to center brought in run number 8, but the hitter who brought in that last run was caught in a rundown between second and third thanks to some heads-up play by the cutoff man Connor Jernigan. In the top of the fourth, Brookline went down in order 1, 2, 3. In the bottom of the fourth, Walpole had 1 player reach on an E6, but that was it. In the top of the fifth, Conrad Wickman got a leadoff single to right for Brookline, his first hit of the season. But after that, it was 3 up, 3 down as Wickman was left stranded. In the bottom of the fifth, Walpole went down 1, 2, 3 for the first time. But then in the top of the sixth, Brookline went down 1, 2, 3 once again. Walpole also went down 1, 2, 3 in the bottom of the sixth. And then in the top of the seventh, Brookline went down 1, 2, 3 to end the ball game. So a tough outing for Brookline. If there's a silver lining to be had, you know, you take out that really bad first inning and it's just a 1-0 loss, which would be incredibly frustrating, but you would at least be able to hang your hat on a strong defensive outing. So the highlights, certainly Jack Martell, a strong relief effort as he threw 5 2/3 innings, gave up just 1 earned run. The starting pitcher, Charlie Engelman, ends up with the loss, while Tucker Hazel gets a well-deserved win with a complete game shutout for Walpole. But that's going to wrap things up from here at Byrd Middle School in Walpole, Massachusetts. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. Once again, tune in tomorrow for more Brookline baseball action as they host Madison Park. But the final score here today, Walpole 8, Brookline 0. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. Thank you all for watching, and have a good night.